All right, a quick video tonight for area model or partial products. So this is a multiplication strategy that you can use for 2-digit by 2-digit, 2-digit by 1-digit, 3-digit by 1-digit, basically anything that's larger than a 1-digit by 1-digit multiplication problem. So we are going to quickly work out 48 times 65. I'm going to take you through the different steps of how to do the area model or the partial products, depending on what you've heard it called in the past. Since I have a 2-by-2 problem, the shape of my quadrant or grid or table, whatever you want to call it, is a 2-by-2. If this were like a 3-by-1 problem, I would have 3 by 1. So that's how you determine the shape. So I'm going to take my numbers 48 and 65, and I'm going to write them in expanded form. So I'm basically taking the 48, I'm splitting it into the tens place and the ones place, and then I'm taking the 65 and I'm doing the same thing. So I'm splitting it into tens place and ones place. Once I have them split, then what I'm looking at is I'm looking at my numbers to multiply, and I'm going to write the products inside. Since I'm not working out the whole problem, if you are a person who does the partial products, that's where this comes in, or where it gets its name from. So here I'm going 6 times 4 is 24, and then I have a 0 and a 0. So I'm going to put 2 zeros on the end of that number. I like to go across. I know some people like to go down. If you go down and work out this box next, it doesn't really matter the order in the boxes you work out. I just like to go sideways. So 6 and 8 is 48. There's a 0 here, so I'm going to put a 0 at the end of the number. Okay, so now I have 4 and 5 is 20. There's a 0 here, so I'm going to put a 0 on the ends. And now I have a 5 and an 8, which is a 40. So inside, these are all my partial products. So I have 2,400, 480, 200, and 40. So once I have these, I'm going to take them and I am going to add them up. The one thing I know that can happen when we add is if you take all 4 partial products and try to add them up at once, sometimes they get a little crooked, sometimes they get a little messy. So I like to actually break them up into like 2 different problems and then take the sums of the 2 different problems and add them together. So I take the top 2 boxes, the 2,400 and then the 480, and I add them together. Okay, so that gives me 2,880. And then I take the bottom 2 and I have 240, okay, and then take the 2 numbers and add them together and add those, okay, and when I do that, I end up with 3,120. So I hope this helped you out with your work.